Eminem, the great white hope. White rappers had zero respect in rap. Let's keep that 1,000. When you talking about this hip-hop shit that I can't live without, I can live without that.
Feuds in rap pop up all the time as the culture keeps changing. But every now and then, two people who once moved like friends end up flipping on each other and turning into straight-up rivals. And when it happens between legends, everything stops. One of the craziest and most unexpected clashes to shake the scene from late 2020 into early 2021 was the tension between Snoop Dogg and Eminem. These two aren't just big names, they're pillars of the whole game, the type of artists people usually see on the same side, showing love and rocking with the same circle. So when the world realized they suddenly weren't cool anymore, the internet went wild, confused, shocked, and trying to figure out what happened. But now, it looks like the smoke has finally settled, at least on the surface, and things seem way calmer between them. With that in mind, let's slide into how this whole situation even sparked off. So how did two artists who were normally chill with each other end up in a real disagreement?
What did Snoop do that made you put this line in this song?
Well, a couple of months ago, he was doing an interview with the Breakfast Club. Somehow my name got brought up, and he was saying things about, I'm not in his top 10, and everything he said, by the way, was fine, up to a point. When he I've never said, him saying that I'm not in his top 10 because there's some rappers from the 90s that I can't fuck with. Him saying Dre made the best version of me, absolutely. Why would I have a problem with that? Would I be here without Dre? Fuck no.
The twist is that Eminem wasn't even the one who pushed this thing forward. The first move came from Snoop Dogg. It all kicked off during a conversation about the rap industry, the greats, and who truly belongs in those top-tier spots. And right in the middle of that talk, everything shifted. Snoop has been in the rap world for decades, so he's got strong opinions about who deserves legendary status and how the culture should remember certain artists. When he sat down with the Breakfast Club, he started breaking down Dr. Dre's whole journey from the NWA days to building Death Row Records to becoming one of the most respected producers ever, and none of that was a lie. Dr. Dre is a real icon in every lane he's touched, from crafting classic beats to shaping albums to building those famous headphones that made him a major business powerhouse. Dre's legacy is still massive, and even with a couple bumps in his story, nobody can deny how deep his impact runs. After breaking that down, Snoop shifted into talking about how Dre has a real eye for talent, how he's introduced the world to major rap voices from every corner of the country. That's when he brought up Eminem as a prime example of someone Dre helped blast into superstardom. Snoop didn't hold back when he said Eminem was the great white hope, and he claimed that before M, white rappers weren't getting real respect in the culture. Let's keep that one though. Then he doubled down with another bold take, saying Dre basically placed Eminem in a spot where the public would automatically view him as a top-tier rapper. He said, Dre has probably put Eminem in the position where he would be considered one of the top 10 rappers ever.
Opinion, so how could I be mad at that? I wasn't mad about the opinion. It was after that. It was that, that the very last statement was like, oh, what the fuck? Damn, dog. Really? But, I said what I said. I addressed it. I felt like I said what I needed to say.
I don't think so. But the game feels like that. That one comment had everybody talking nonstop. Snoop kept going, saying Eminem is absolutely a top-tier lyricist, no debate, but he claimed a big part of M reaching that level came from being under Dre's wing. He said Dre helped M unlock the strongest version of himself, which almost made it sound like Eminem's whole rise was tied directly to Dre's guidance. On the surface, that hit like a heavy diss, especially since Eminem has dropped chart-topping singles and massive albums without Dre anywhere in the picture. But even with the sting in those words, there was still some truth tucked in there. Eminem later admitted Snoop wasn't completely wrong about Dre's influence, and that honesty shocked a lot of people. But Snoop still wasn't done. Snoop kept the whole conversation moving, and this time he got even more blunt with it. The whole moment started because he was asked about his personal top 10 rappers, his own lineup, his own taste, his own criteria. So when folks realized Eminem didn't crack Snoop Dogg's top 10, everybody instantly leaned in, trying to figure out who did make the cut in Snoop's world. And trust, Snoop didn't hesitate for even a second. He was ready to break the whole list down right there on the Breakfast Club. He said there were rappers from the 80 seconds that, in his eyes, Eminem simply couldn't match. Then he started naming legends like Raheem, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, LL Cool J, and Ice Cube icons who shaped entire eras. After listing them, Snoop let off a line that had fans losing their minds online, saying, "But when you're talking about this hip-hop that I can't live without, I can live without that." That line spread across social media like wildfire memes, debates, think pieces, everything. So yeah, Snoop threw some heavy shots right at Eminem's doorstep, and he wasn't sugarcoating anything. But even while dropping those raw takes, Snoop still made sure to say that he and M were brothers in that OG sense, respect between veterans, even when there's tension. But for Eminem, that wasn't what stung the most. This wasn't about a top 10 list. It wasn't even really about Snoop saying Dre played a big part in M's rise. What truly cut deep was the way Snoop delivered it. The tone, the casual confidence, the I can live without that attitude. The edge in Snoop's voice hit Eminem harder than the actual words. M felt the disrespect loud and clear, and the way he saw it, he couldn't just ignore it. So Eminem did what Eminem does, he fired back through the music. Anyone who's been watching M over the past few years knows he's been dropping albums stuffed with messages, coded lines, and direct shots at anyone who steps into his path. And when he dropped side B of music to Be Murdered By, he wasn't holding anything back. He called out a whole crowd of names, some friends, some rivals, some people caught in the crossfire just to make sure the world heard him loud. Then in the final verse of Zeus, a track packed with shoutouts and sharp jabs, Eminem brought up Snoop by name, and the way he said it made it clear he heard Snoop's comments. He didn't like the energy behind them, and he wasn't about to stay quiet. M wasn't coming with fake smiles or industry talk, he was addressing the shade head on, the way he always does when someone tries to play with his legacy. When Eminem dropped the line, "Mruh, I'm diplomatic 'cause I'm trying to be. Last thing I need is Snoop Dogg and me." Everybody locked in instantly because it was clear he wasn't just rapping, he was responding with purpose. Then he followed it with, "Man, dog, he was like a damn god to me, man. Not really. I had dog backwards, and that bar hit like a punch to the chest." It was M flipping the whole dynamic, saying he once saw Snoop as a legend, but now he saw him as just a dog, and the disrespect in that line echoed loud. It was sharp, it was cold, and with the frustration M was carrying at the time, it made perfect sense why he went that far. So, how did Snoop react? At first, he didn't hop in the booth, he went straight to Instagram with cryptic posts that had everybody decoding them like clues. One message said that people who don't communicate end up thinking everything is an argument, which felt like a slick jab at Eminem. Then he posted another one about how folks get mad when you speak the truth, basically hinting that he stood by everything he said and didn't feel even a little guilty about it. It was clear Snoop wasn't backing down at all. And when interviewers circled back and asked him about the situation again, the tension started heating up like the drama had just been reset. After Zeus dropped, fans were dying to know if Eminem's bars were only about Snoop's tone or if there was something deeper boiling under the surface. People were watching every move, waiting to see if M had more reasons behind that shot. Eminem kept explaining that what bothered him most wasn't the list or the ranking, it was Snoop's tone, the way he brushed him off like M didn't deserve the respect he worked for his whole career. And right when things were getting messy, an Instagram account asked Snoop if he planned on responding to Eminem's track, and that's when everything started shifting again. Snoop wasted no time and jumped straight into the comments, writing, "Pray I don't answer that soft 00." And wow, that line hit heavy. Being called soft is the last thing any rapper wants attached to their name, and Snoop telling M he should pray he doesn't respond made the whole situation feel way more intense. It showed Snoop wasn't scared at all. He felt confident, maybe even ready to go there if Eminem pushed him. If you imagine what a full-on clash between these two icons could have looked like, you'd picture something on the level of the old school wars 50 Cent versus Ja Rule, or even Eminem versus MGK battles, where every track gets sharper, the energy gets darker, and both sides are fighting to prove who really holds the crown. A showdown like that isn't just bar for bar, it's meant to make the other artist regret even stepping up. But here's where the twist comes in. Even though Eminem has been dropping music lately, not all of it has hit the way fans expect from him. Side B had flashes of classic M-sharp verses, crazy punchlines, slick shots, but parts of it had listeners feeling like it didn't fully land. Still, that didn't automatically give Snoop the edge. Just because M wasn't in full beast mode didn't mean Snoop would dominate. If they ever went head-to-head, the matchup would have been unpredictable. wild, and intense. People forget sometimes that Snoop hasn't been locked into music the same way lately. He's been deep in Hollywood moves, hosting shows, making TV appearances, and even launching the Go Big show. So while he's always down to throw slick comments at Slim Shady online, stepping into a full music battle with Eminem might not even be where his head is right now. A back and forth on social media? Sure, that could have happened. But a real battle? As some people say, that's not how gangsters do. And truthfully, neither of them wanted to push it that far. And luckily, it looks like the storm finally passed. Eminem's newer music gave fans the update they'd been waiting on. The tension between them was officially buried, and they got back to being cool again. Months after all that friction, M used the Killer remix with Jack Harlow and Cordae to reveal that he and Snoop talked everything out behind the scenes. Eminem let everybody know the energy was finally good, addressing it straight through his lyrics on the remix. He said, "Just called Snoop and I talked to him. We all cool. Dre, me and the dog good. And Doc, we got you." That line hit massive because it didn't just hint that the feud was fading, it confirmed the whole thing was done, settled, and handled behind closed doors like real professionals. Fans were relieved to see two legends get back on the same page again. Snoop backed it up too. He reposted the track on his Instagram stories, making it clear he was fully co-signing the peace between them. Then he doubled down by announcing he was locked in for the next Super Bowl halftime show, stepping onto a lineup that looked like a rap version of the Avengers Doctor. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, 50 Cent, and Eminem all sharing one stage. That kind of squad is rare, and seeing them unite at the biggest show in the country was a historic moment waiting to happen. But the real highlight wasn't even the Super Bowl, it was the fact that the beef was officially squashed. And it says a lot that Eminem used music, their original battleground, to close the gap between them. These two are veterans who understand the culture better than most, so watching them reconnect was huge, especially with everything shifting in hip-hop right now. Like we mentioned earlier, Eminem and Snoop aren't just stars, they're OGs who survived the full evolution of rap. They know loyalty matters, respect matters, and unity among the top dogs matters even more. And behind the scenes, there's a real tug-of-war happening over which direction the genre should go next. On one side, you've got the OGs fighting to keep lyrical rap alive, bars, storytelling, real craft, the stuff hip-hop was built on. On the other side, newer waves are pushing the genre toward vibe-driven music, trend-heavy styles, simpler lyrics, and a whole different type of energy. Snoop and Eminem staying united is a big deal because their presence still shapes the whole culture in a major way. They carry history, they carry influence, and the rap world needs that type of strength right now. Both Snoop and Slim Shady have been clear they're not rocking with mumble-style rap, at least not the way it's usually presented today. And since they share that mindset, they knew they had to dead this small feud and lock back in on pushing rap forward instead of letting petty drama slow them down. Now that the tension is gone, they can actually focus on lifting the culture the way real OGs are supposed to. You've probably heard people talk about a changing of the guard, in music that moment when older artists get replaced by whatever's trending at the time. Usually, that shift hits when the original artists admit they're being outshined or outpopularized, which is why some genres faded out through the years, like folk or disco. But with rap, that's not the situation at all. The old guard isn't getting pushed out, the culture is expanding, evolving, and building new lanes without erasing the ones that came before. OGs like Snoop and Eminem still hold major weight because their style, history, and influence continue to matter in a real way. At the end of the day, this whole saga between Snoop and Eminem reminded the culture of one thing: even giants stumble, but real legends stand back up together. Hip-hop moves forward because its pillars stay solid, not because they tear each other down. And if you're rocking with stories that peel back the curtain, bring the truth to the surface, and dive into the real energy behind the culture, then you're in the right spot. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Hot Tea Daily channel. And turn on those notifications because the next story we drop, yeah, it's gonna shake the whole room even harder.